Okay, well, I usually hate belts, but you know, I could be convinced. Hello, my friends, and welcome to another episode of Shoe Eating Monster. I'm your favorite thrifty running friend and also your favorite shoe eating monster, Julianna here. Hello, friends. Before we dive into the episode, welcome, and I'm happy to have you here. Yay, more friends. More than excited to have all of our new friends here today and our old friends back again. Back again. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel or subscribe to the podcast if you are listening to this on the podcasting platform of your choice. Anytime anyone subscribes, I get so excited. And anytime anyone leaves us a nice rating or review or leaves a comment, it's just such a nice little positive part of my day. So definitely go ahead, subscribe to the channel and the podcast if you have not already. Because I mean, what the heck are you doing? Don't you know? That's the cool thing to do because you're cool. There's a shout out to my Jeffrey, my best friend Jeffrey. This week, friends, we are switching up the format because we are not reviewing a shoe this week. Oh, no. We are doing our first ever gear review. And this is something that's a little bit unprecedented because I am not someone who runs with a running belt. I tried to run with a running belt initially when I started running back in like 2011, 2012. And I couldn't find one that worked for me, that held the stuff that I wanted, that also wasn't like making my stomach kind of upset because it pushed on my stomach in a weird way. Also wasn't bouncing and causing me chafing. So I definitely am excited to try out this new product that I have just received in my mails. And this product is the Endorphin Running Belt. Now, this is a belt that was made by a company that is a small business that is owned by veterans, and thank you to anyone for their service if you are a veteran out there. They made it because they were sick and tired of other belts just being subpar. And they were just in the mindset that they could make a better product, and here we are. We have their version of what a better product is. And I'm excited because they did send me this product to review, and I am not being compensated for my review, nor are they getting to see it before you guys get to see it here on YouTube. So these opinions are my own. But I was sent this to review by them, and I'm excited to try this out because, again, like I said, I'm not a running belt person, but there are a lot of things in this that kind of make me feel like it could happen for me with this belt. So let's get some specs on this bad boy, and then we're going to dive into me trying it on, and then I'm going to take it for a few runs, and then I'll let you know how I feel about the belt. First things to note about the belt. This belt has two pockets in it. We're going to talk about both the pockets. We have the pocket that's technically supposed to be on the front, which how they've oriented it, and then you have the pocket that technically is supposed to be at the back. Let's talk about this front pocket first. It's got a pretty big size pocket. It's about probably 1.5 length of my phone, and I have the Apple iPhone mini 12 mini. I said that wrong. Oh well. But you could definitely fit any size phone in here. You can't fit a tablet in here, but you could probably fit any phone that you want in here. So this front pocket is waterproof. So this is a fully waterproof front pocket, and it also has a divider built into it so you can put stuff in the back and also in the front of this. It's not stretchy, but it is fully waterproof, and it is a little bit expandable, and it has a full zipper closure, and then also their logo right there on the front. So that is the front pocket that is meant for your essentials and also your phone and also any other electronics or things that you don't want to get wet is going to go in this front pocket. Then we're going to move over to the side. Each side has a adjustable little belt system here. And they did this on purpose so that way you can adjust the belt to the correct size for you, and it's much more custom fitted. And so that way these pockets don't like end up all the way to one side of your stomach, which has definitely happened to me before with running belts, where I adjust the one adjustable thing on the side and then everything just kind of shifts over to one side, and that causes some really weird chafing in a way that I don't like. This one has not only this adjustable belt here, but also this one on this side as well too. So there are two right here, and then this one is attached to the clip where you can clip and unclip the belt to take it on and off. It does have that dual adjustment system, which is really nice, and I think I'm gonna like. And I've never had in a belt before. Again, this is a candidate for me actually liking a belt. So we carry on. The next feature with this is going to be these little loopholes right here. So these loopholes are your fuel loopholes. So these are meant to have gels and goos and other things that you're going to carry with you, maybe like a pack of those blocks or something that you are going to consume while you are out running or whatever activity you're doing with this belt. They specifically are meant for your nutrition and have a very nice little lining in the middle that allows things to stick to them. And so that way things don't fall out. So you can see kind of where it's reflecting right there. There's some little texture bits that are inside the loops that allow everything to stick. And we're going to see how hard it is to get things in and out of there. And if I feel like things are going to fall out, and then I'll let you know afterwards if things fell out. But we'll get to that later. But yeah, it does have the 2 loops for your nutrition. So you can put all your essentials in here, and you can put at least 2 of your nutrition little doodads right through here. Let's get to the back pocket. So the back pocket is a mesh pocket. And if you order the belt, it actually comes with a soft flask. So here's the soft flask that they have specifically made for this belt. This one is 500 milliliters, and you can technically use any 500 milliliter flask or anything probably a little bit smaller, because this one seems to fit like almost perfectly as it should, because it's their flask, into the back pocket. But let's talk about the back pocket first, because this really isn't like anything to write home about. This is a pretty average soft flask. There's nothing really happening here. It's a little bite valve. Nothing really exciting happening here. Back pocket is a mesh pocket, so that way it can vent. If it gets wet, it can dry out. If there's something happening with your water bottle, it can dry out. But it opens partially, not fully, but the back of it is waterproof. So the back portion right here that's up against your skin is waterproof, so that way you don't get chafing from the water bottle if it starts to sweat, or you start to sweat, or like starts to leak or something like that happens. So this back portion right here that's going to be against your skin or your back or your t-shirt is waterproof, but the front part is made of mesh. Yes. So that way it can breathe a little bit. It does open about to right here. And then what you have to do is just fill up your soft flask or your beverage container of choice. And then you're just going to put it into here. And then, like I said, this pocket back here is specifically made for this specific soft flask. And then you would just have your water bottle in the back. And this is technically, they've recommended that the water bottle goes in the back. You can wear this however you want. You could wear this as a crossbody or something if you want. You could wear this as a headband. You know, this is up to your interpretation. But they've said that the waterproof pouch should go in the front and then the water bottle should go in the back. But again, do whatever you want. As long as you're not murdering anyone, I think we're going to be fine. But let's get into how I feel like this fits. So let's get to standing Julianna right now. So let's put this bad boy on. We're going to put this on at home before we go for a run, and then I'm going to take it out for a couple of different runs, and then I will let you know what my thoughts are afterwards. But let's see how this fits. So this has the clip that I've opened right here already. So it just clips in, whoop, and then you can open it back up, whoop. And it's got the 2 pockets, and then the one that's supposed to hold the water bottle, which is the mesh one right here, is, I think, supposed to go at your back. So let's put this on and then see if it needs to be adjusted. It also has the two adjustment points that we talked about. So let's see how easy it is to get on. I pulled this one all the way. See, my problem with these is that they move too much when I run. So, and they also like bother my stomach when I'm running. So I feel like this is a good fit. It's sitting on my hips nice. I don't have anything in it yet. So let's add some doodads into this. Unfortunately, we are filming with my phone, so we're not going to be able to put the phone in the waterproof pocket that's up front here. But I do have some other goodies. So what we brought with us is Julianna's like SOS kit, which is a plastic baggie full of toilet paper, butt cream, a tampon, Band-Aids, KT tape, muscle relaxers, you know, the works. This is something I always bring with me. It probably needs a new bag, but you know, it's the SOS thing. There's some extra like powdered nutrition in here just in case. It's got electrolytes and calories. So, you know, you're never too far from an emergency situation. So that's going to go in the front pocket here. So we're going to put that in there. That I would normally put my phone in there too, because I always run with my phone because, you know, we got to be safe around here. Okay, so that's going to go there. I feel like my phone would fit okay in here. It does have the dual pocket in the front here as well. Okay, it kind of like flips up a little bit. Okay, so that's fine. There's definitely room for the phone in there, so that's good. And then I also have some nutrition with us because the belt is supposed to hold nutrition here down in the little loops that we have happening right here, the little loopies. And they've got the little textured strips in them, so that way they hold it, and you're supposed to pinch up your nutrition. Hopefully this doesn't open on me. And just shove it in. And it's supposed to be hard to get in. And I will confirm it is hard to get in because you don't want these moving. I would say I'm doing this wrong. I think I should have come at it from the bottom. We'll try that with the other one. Okay, so this is the SIS nutrition. These are like the big boys. These aren't like the little gels. So this one fits fine. And then I have some Goo Energy Chews, which will kind of like scrunch up. And we're going to try bringing it up through the bottom and see if that's any easier. No, that's not going to be easier. Okay, we're going to shove it through the top. These ones are a weird shape too because they're like, okay, maybe the packets aren't the way to go. Maybe you got to do like the more cylindrical ones because I don't think this is going to work. I mean, it might. Let's give it a go. But I feel like I'm going to break the packet. So that's the only downfall with, I mean, it's sticking in there. I think I could run with this and it would be fine. It doesn't seem to want to pull out at all. So we can try it and see if it works. And then in the back, we have the water bottle slot. So we have the mesh pocket that the water bottle goes in, which I have right here. I did not fill up, but we are going to put that in the back portion, and we'll see how that feels after we do that. So I feel like this is a decent fit. I feel like I might want to adjust this a little bit more, which doesn't seem to want to adjust, which is a problem. It seems to be like double looped, which is fine. All good. We like things to be secure. From what I saw on the website, you're supposed to pretty much adjust this like once, and then you should pretty much be good to go after you do like the initial adjustment and make sure it fits your body correctly. So that, okay, there we go. We were able to do that. Okay. So this feels like a good snug fit. Like it doesn't feel like it's going anywhere. Okay. It's nice and light. I believe this is a little over 3 ounces for the belt alone. So, I mean, I'm kind of liking this fit. Like I'm not mad at it. It actually is pretty comfortable. And like I could see myself actually wearing this around like under my clothes even as like a day pack as well too, because it does have the waterproof pocket for your phone up here, which is kind of nice. And I'm someone too who like when I travel, I like to either have my fanny pack like right here on the front, or I like to have it underneath my shirt. So that way it's safer and my stuff is safe. Okay, so this is pre-run. This is us pre-run. We've got our stuff, we got our gear. I have like a nice secure fit. I feel like it was, for the first time, not the most complicated setup, but also not the easiest setup. And we'll just see what we think of the belt afterwards. Like I said, I'm not really a belt person. They usually bother my stomach, but I'm excited to try this out from this fun veteran run company. So let's go give the Endorphin Run Belt some runs and miles. Woohoo! Okay, friends, we are home with our Endorphin Speed Belt. I have put about 7 miles in this bad boy, and I'd like to share with you the things that I found that were great, things that definitely need some improvement, and who I think this belt is for. So let's start off with the things that I liked about this belt. One, the belt clip is super easy to use. This thing opens and closes very easily. You're not struggling to get this bad boy on and off. Also, the lockdown, once you adjust the belt itself, is great. It definitely did not bounce at all while I was running, which is fantastic because I've definitely run into that where, especially if you put it on your back, it just kind of like, and it did not result in any chafing, which is great because it definitely got pretty warm the other day. So happy about that. And also, I feel like the waterproofing on the front pouch right here worked really well. I actually ended up putting this part on my back and I was, like I said, sweating quite a lot. And I took all my contents out of this and there was not, it was completely just dry, which is absolutely fantastic. Also, I felt like the fuel loops right here really did a great job of holding fuel in, and it wasn't terribly hard to get them out. Definitely you had to pull a little bit, which made me a little bit worried, but everything ended up completely fine, and I didn't lose any of my fuel while I was running either, so that was fantastic. I think the big takeaway from the positives, though, is that this belt felt secure. It felt very secure when I was running in it, and I wasn't thinking about it as much as I have other belts in the past that are just like bouncing up and down the entire time. So I think for that specifically, it was a good fit. And for someone who like is not a belt person, and this was kind of reconfirmed during this whole experiment and this testing thing, it wasn't as obtrusive as I thought it was going to be. That was definitely a positive, and I feel like for someone who likes belts, this would be a good option if you're looking for a belt with a little bit more just space in it. But let's get to the things that definitely need a little bit of improvement. And I'm going to start with the big one here, and it's this back pouch. It's this back pouch that holds the water bottle. And here's the water bottle that they provide to you as part of the package that you're getting. The water bottle itself is nothing special. It's just like a regular soft flask. But the problem is it's kind of hard to get things in and out of this pouch because it only opens to here. And so like getting it into the pouch is a little bit of a struggle, especially if you're wearing it, and getting it out is not really intuitive because like the spout is like stuck in here. So you kind of just got to like rip it out, and it's hard to get it back in, especially since they suggest that this part goes on the back. I mean, you could put it on the front, but I feel like there has to be a better way. There has to be a better setup. I don't know exactly what it is, but the intention was there, but the execution is a little bit shaky. And on that note too, I feel like, again, the lockdown was really great, but when you take stuff out of the pack, you do have to play with the adjustments again, or things are going to start bouncing. So you have a good lockdown if you don't take anything out of the pack. The second you take the water bottle out of the pack, the lockdown doesn't really work so well anymore because you've eliminated a big chunk of bulkiness that's there. I feel like a lot of this is great, and this belt is doing like a really good job with a lot of things. And I think we might just need to rethink our hydration strategy when it comes to including the soft flask or whatever water bottle it is that they potentially maybe at some point end up switching to or converting to, whatever it is. I think that this could definitely use some revisions. Overall, I felt like this was a good product for being a belt, and me coming in here and being a little bit biased towards not really liking belts. Did this convert me to a belt person? No, it didn't. It reconfirmed in that I get annoyed by things on my waist, and also that I don't like things pushing on my stomach in a weird way because, again, many of you know I have a lot of GI issues. But I think for someone who really enjoys having a belt and is looking for something that's going to have like a really good lockdown, it's going to let you access your fuel super easily from the side here, and it's going to provide you some waterproofing and some protection for all your items that you're bringing with you. I feel like this is a good option. This is definitely the best belt that I've ever worn. Again, I don't really like belts, and that's not like I'm not like out here extensively testing all the other belts that are out there. I think for someone who's running a longer distance race or even a shorter distance race or run, this could be a really great option for you if you are looking for something that is just well made. I will say also too, this whole product feels very premium. Like it feels very well made, and it definitely, I mean, I sweated all over this bad boy, and there's absolutely no residue or anything on it, and it just feels nice. And these bands right here are just made out of this like really nice, comfortable material, and it just, as far as belts go, this is definitely the best one I've tried. So I feel like this is definitely a really good option if you're someone who enjoys running with a belt. Definitely go check out the Endorphin belt. I will put the links down below if you are interested in purchasing one for yourself. And thank you so much for them for sending me this to review. And I will say, again, I'm not a belt person. I was not converted, but I definitely feel like this has a very like wide audience that it can appeal to. So definitely go check it out. They are a small business, so it's always great to support small and try to stay off of Amazon and things like that if you can, you know. Go check them out, the Endorphin belt, and that's going to wrap up this week's episode of Shoe Eating Monster / like Gear Eating Monster potentially. Ooh. What do you think, Chewy? Chewy says, I think we can get behind that. But I'm so excited to have all of you here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. That way you can get notified every time we are eating up some shoes or potentially some gear over here on Runnah and Shoe Eating Monster. And I will see you on the next episode of Shoe Eating Monster. Bye! Thank you for listening to this episode of Runnah. This podcast is edited, hosted, and produced by me, Julianna Coughlin. Brought to you in part by the Falmouth Running Club and the Falmouth Community TV Station. If you'd like to connect with us, you can find us on Instagram and on TikTok at RunnahPod. And you can send us an email at runnahpod@gmail.com. And our original theme music was brought to you by the one and the only wonderful Jeffrey Hutton. And keep up the great work. I'm proud of you.